Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is July 29th, 2016, and today is Friday. So we're at the last trading day of the month. And looking at the economic calendar today, just this morning, we had early this morning Bank of Japan monetary policy, and we'll see how that affected the currency. And then later today at 2:30 p.m., we have Canadian dollar GDP numbers coming out and USD advanced GDP numbers coming out. So that should be kind of interesting how that affects their respective currencies. And then at 10 p.m. this evening, Euro stress test coming out numbers. Markets are generally closed 10 p.m. South African time, but effects of that should be seen on Monday morning. So looking at or Sunday night rather, looking at the markets right now, looking at the Euro USD trading right, I keep on saying this is trading right at our levels, okay? Just below 111-ish, trading at 110.84. We had this nice rally this week, hitting this 109.55, so 150 pips move on the upside. So like I said, if you're able to trade just the ranges, you'd be doing great, okay? We're closing in at the top of the range. I'd like to see some momentum on this side to see that it'll go higher, maybe 1150-ish level, 1160-ish level to turn that around. But a beautiful trade this week. This was a real layup, okay, with the ability just to trade the ranges. Looking at oil, okay, oil's been dead in the waters, and we said that it would hit $40 a barrel this week, and sure enough, it's done that. We broke this 42 yesterday. We started off at 45-ish at the beginning of the week, and we said it would just look so weak, and it kept on, just selling off every single day. And this was a nice trend. It developed into a nice short, nice sell-off. If you're able to catch this short, fantastic. Should be covering around this area. $38-ish is really the next. Let's look at it. $38-ish is usually the next support level I have here for oil. Let's look at a daily chart. That's a daily chart, but not such a good daily chart. Okay, that's better. 38-ish, 39-ish levels are next support level. So let's see if that, if it continues selling off at this pace. Okay, 40 is a major number for oil, just in general, psychological number. So if it does breach it, we could definitely see $38 to $37 a barrel. Okay, so that's, look, for consumers, that's great news because the price of oil is less expensive. For refineries, it's a little bit harder for them to make money, etc. So just keep an eye on this because it's definitely still happening and still trading. Looking at gold, nice rally yesterday. We traded back to 1338, and then we just traded sideways, trading, consolidating here after this big move. So again, this is another one, another case in point where we have trading in the range between this 1348-ish level and 1311-ish level, and just playing these two ranges. So right now we're at the upper range. I'd like to see some momentum, just like the Euro USD, to see that it does break up higher before, unless it's going to retrace. So those are two things. Looking at the Dow Jones, we sold off a little bit. 18,353 trading right here from off of our highs of 13,528. Now, looking at the markets in the United States this week, a lot of numbers came out from a lot of companies, major companies, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, all reported and beat their earnings. A lot of positive reinforcement in the U.S. markets. So I expect this, at some point to make itself back to this 18,528. Just unless people are just going to be taking their profits and just, selling it off. It's hard to make new highs on a consistent basis, okay? So the momentum has waned a little bit as of, I would say, June 13, June 14-ish. We've been just trading, July 13th, July 14th, we've been just trading within this range. So, we're at somewhat of a support level right here. We've hit this level a couple of times. Let's see if we sustain or we'll go up higher. Okay, either we'll sustain this level or break it for people that are booking their profits. And this is usually a good place to book your profits. So because it's not, the momentum has slowed down. It's consolidating. It may even sell off a little bit, and these big fund managers that have these mega positions in these stocks, and the companies like Amazon, Apple, Facebook are going to be unloading some of their shares here. So keep an eye on the Dow Jones to see if there is any retracements today. Looking at the Japanese yen, like we spoke earlier, we had this wild move this morning on the GBP Japanese yen, heading all the way to 139 and then selling right off. We're at these all-time lows here, right off those all-time lows, right here at support level. So let's see if this does bounce off of this, okay? And that should be kind of interesting, as we've seen this before. And let's see if this does trade within this range. So that's something that you might want to look at today. Looking at wheat, new lows, okay, for the year. All right, we're trading at 409, excuse me. So we look like we're breaking this lower and lower. Just this morning we were off a couple of points, and you see that this is very similar to how oil looks. It's just, the graph is just so bearish, as you can see here. There's just nothing really to say that there's, that there's any sort of bounce. So one good way of assessing if something is a downward trend is just looking across the room and seeing if the graph shows you that it's going down. And in this case, obviously it is going down. So I don't like to pick bottoms. Okay, it's like catching a falling knife. So just pay attention to it. Okay, it might turn around in August time, as it traditionally does rally in the end of August. So let's keep an eye on this to see how it unfolds in the next month. Should be just on your radar. This is Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day and a lovely weekend. Thank you.